curriculum document. So just to show you what are the learning objectives of this topic, and then we can start with NSM1. So there are only two learning objectives: factorize and simplify rational expressions, or solve equations involving algebraic fractions, right? So factorize and simplify. So there would be 4 operations. You can check from here: multiply and divide algebraic fractions, add and subtract algebraic fractions with linear or quadratic denominators, right? Because we need to find out the LCM. So then this is the resource. We have 3 worksheets, so we will cover questions from there also. And it is from NSM 3 chapter 1, exercise 1A and 1B. So question 1 to 6. So this is the book. Let's do some questions from book first, okay? So exercise 1A. This is exercise 1A. Starting from very basic questions, we did it in class also, where the monomials are there and you just need to cancel them out by using the laws of indices we have learned in first term, right? So like, for example, we can do this one question. So anyone, let's say the last part, F part. So because they are monomial and their factorization is not required, we will just use concept of, you can say, indices, laws of indices we can use and we can solve it, right? If we simplify these two numbers, 16 and 64, so the answer would be 4. So I will say that in the denominator from these numbers, 4 will be the one which is left. So x raised to power 1 is on the top and x square is in the denominator. So the bigger term, I told you that we will keep it in the bigger term. Instead of bringing x square on the top, we will take x raised to power 1 down. So it would be x in the denominator. So now y4 is in the denominator, y cube is in the numerator. So y is left in the denominator. So z power 1 is in the numerator. So this would be z square. Iska matlab there is nothing left in the numerator. So we will just put 1 here, right? So this is how you need to solve. So these are all monomials in the first part. And remember, while practicing the past paper, we did this question, I think so day before yesterday. It was 1 mark question only. Just you need to write down the answer in one step. There is no solution required, right? So if you want to do the solution for your own sake, you can, but else there is no solution required. So I hope this is clear when the monomials are there and they are multiplied or divided. So we can just simplify using laws of indices, right? So moving on to second question. Now there are binomials. So it means the factorization is required, right? So we need to see different factorization methods we can apply. So if I can just give you a quick recall of factorization. So the most basic factorization is taking the common out, right? So the most basic is taking common. Taking common. This is the first thing we need to see in any of the expression or equation, okay, if we are factorizing it. Now the second is, if there are 4 terms, we make grouping and taking common, right? We are revising factorization very quickly. So grouping and taking common. Right? This is the second method. Then the third method is the formulas method. Like कौन से formulas we are having? We are having a plus b whole square, right? We are having a minus b whole square for now. And we learned cubic formulas also, but let's not recall them because I haven't seen cubic formulas in this topic yet. Okay, so if there is a cubic formula, I will help you write it also. So there is this formula a square minus b square. Okay, so these formulas we will use to factorize. So then comes the fourth method, which is middle term breaking method. So these are the methods we have learned for factorization, and we will keep using them, right? So now by keeping these methods in mind, let's start checking which factorization method we can use in the particular scenario. So let's say the first question. So the first question is x plus 3y divided by 4x plus 12. So I want you to answer Who can tell me what would be the factorization in the numerator? How to factorize the numerator? So please unmute your mic and you can answer directly. How to factorize the numerator, keeping in mind all these factorization methods.
And by taking y common.
That's right, by taking y common. So if I take y common, so it is x plus 3. Okay, this is the factorized form. So I cannot simplify algebraic expression until it is not factorized. Okay, I cannot cancel this x. This is totally wrong. Okay, so I need to factorize it first and then I can see what I can cancel. So what can be done in the denominator? Concept factorization, very basic question. So we can take 4 common. That's right. So it would be x plus 3. Right? So now I can cancel this x plus 3 in the numerator and the denominator, and the answer would be y divided by 4. It's such a simple question. Okay? So you need to remember the 4 methods of factorization before solving these questions. Okay? So let's solve this e part. So what about the numerator of e part? Do you think it is factorized or we need to factorize it? M minus n whole square. So what do you say? Is it factorized already, or do we need to do something to factorize it? M minus n whole square.
And we can use the a minus b whole square formula.
So if we will use the formula a minus b whole square, so we will open it and it will no more be factorized. So वो तो expanded form में चला जाएगा, ठीक है? You need to remember this is already factorized because it is, इसका मतलब ये है कि m minus 1 into m minus 1. Like there are two factors and both are the same factors, m minus n into m minus n. इसका ये मतलब है m minus n whole square, right? So now the denominator. Denominator में factorize कैसे कर सकते हैं? We can take m common. So this is m minus n. ठीक है? So now this 1 m minus n will be cancelled and the answer would be m minus n divided by m. This is the simplest form of this fraction. Okay, so any question up till this point? All right. So let's look at the other side of this question. अब देखिए, this is the same question B part. You need to take common from the numerator as well as the denominator so that you can simplify it. Now the D part. D part में numerator is c square. C square is a monomial. Monomials को हम factorize नहीं करते because वो already factorized ही हैं. ठीक है, वो already single form में. So what we can do in the denominator? So denominator say we can take c common, right? So if we take c common from the denominator, it would be c into c minus d, right? So you can cancel this one c with this one power. Okay, so answer would be c divided by c minus d. So this is the simplest form of this equation, this expression. Okay, so same is the case in f part. The numerator is a monomial which is already factorized, right? And the denominator is like where you need to take common and then you can just cancel it. Okay, the same method. So it's comparatively an easy question because it was question number 2 of the exercise. Just the main factorization method is taking common, okay, in this whole question. So those who are joining right now, so we have revised the 4 different types of factorization which you need to use in algebraic fractions. Which 4 types we have revised? There are the first and the most basic factorization is taking common. Then if there are 4 terms, you can make groups and take common. Then the third method is the formulas. These are the basic formulas. Okay, so ignoring the cubic formulas, ye 3 formulas, so you can do factorization. Okay, and the last method is middle term breaking. So we are solving question number 3 now. So you need to see which factorization method we can use because now the things are getting tricky. So the first question is 2a plus b, 4a square minus b square. So I'm using this space to solve it. So 2a plus b, 2a plus b divided by 4a square minus b square. Achha, which can we factorize the numerator? 2a plus b.
Yes, ma'am.
How?
And by making the like 4 2 square. 2 square a square.
Can we factorize the numerator 2a plus b? इसको factorize कर सकते हैं किसी भी factorization
No.
method से? No, we cannot. इससे
No.
पहले simplest form में 2a plus b will remain
Yes,
as it is, right? Now comes the denominator. Waleed was talking about the denominator. So denominator is a formula. ठीक है, factorization के वही हमारे पास 4 method है. Denominator is
2a
a
whole
formula.
square.
Which formula is this? A square minus
A
b
square
square.
minus b square.
That's right. So we will write it down like this: 2a whole square minus b square. So this time a is 2a, right? So now you can write it down like this: 2a plus b. So this is a square minus b square, which is equal to a plus b into A minus B. Okay, so this would be the factorization of the denominator. Now you can cancel this 2A plus B, and the answer is 1 by 2A minus B. So this is the simplest form of this fraction. Okay? So this is how you are going to factorize it. So now by looking at part B, so part B is C square plus 2CD minus 15D square. So can anyone tell me which factorization methods we can use?
Middle term breaking.
Middle term breaking in the numerator. What about the denominator?
Taking 4C
Taking
common.
common.
Taking common. Very good. So keeping in mind the four methods we know. So if I want to do the middle term breaking, I need to find out two numbers that if we multiply them, the answer should be minus 15. And if we add them, very important method, answer is plus 2. We need two such numbers. So what can be the two numbers?
5 and 3.
5 and 3. So 5 and 3. So now we need to adjust the signs. So how we are going to adjust the signs? So sign adjustment
5 and
हमेशा
minus 3.
दैट्स राइट साइन एडजस्टमेंट हमेशा सेकंड वाली इक्वेशन से करते हैं +5 होगा और -3 होगा ठीक है 5 - 3 इज +2 और यहाँ पर कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता किसके साथ माइनस साइन होगा बिकॉज द आंसर वुड बी सो इट वुड बी -3 एंड द आंसर वुड बी -15 सो हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू राइट डाउन c² + 5cd - 2cd - 15d². ठीक है दिस इज द न्यूमरेटर डिवाइडेड बाय now we need to take common. So what is common? 4c is common, right? So inside we are having c plus 5d, right? So now we can take common in the numerator also. Middle term breaking hai, so we can make 4 terms hai, we can grouping, and the taking common is the next step. So c would be common, so this is c plus 5d. Okay, minus 2d is common, and the left is we are left with c plus 5d. Okay, so divided by 4c into c plus 5d. So we can see this term will be cancelled because this is c plus 5d on the top also. So now we can take common two terms, so we can take common c plus 5d, and the remaining terms are c minus 2d divided by 4c into c plus 5d. So now you can cancel the c plus 5d. Okay, so the answer would be c minus 2d divided by 4c. This is your answer. Okay, this is the simplest fraction of the fraction given in the question. Okay. Achha, now let's see the rest of the questions. What about C part? What to do in the numerator and what to do in the denominator?
In the numerator, we will take common.
That's right. We need to take the common.
And denominator, we will take middle term, use middle term break.
Use middle term breaking in the denominator. Okay, just the four factorization methods we know, हमने उन्हीं को apply करना है, ठीक है? So I hope you can do it on your own, ठीक है? What about E part? Who can tell me what to do in the numerator of E part?
Numerator, we will use a minus b.
A minus
square
B?
minus b square.
A square minus B square. ठीक है? This is A square minus B square. And what to do in the denominator?
And middle term break.
Middle term break. Very good. So identifying the correct method is very important. Okay. So now let's move on to the next D part. So can anyone else tell me maybe that what to do in the numerator of D part? Anyone apart from Waleed? X square plus 6x minus 7 को कैसे factorize करें?
Middle term breaking.
Very good. This is middle term breaking. What about x square minus 1? Oh, minus x. X square minus x. What to do with this part?
Taking common.
Taking common. Very good. So this is how you're going to factorize, and then you can cancel the common factors, and the simplest form would be like it will turn into the simplest form. So now the f part. F part में numerator में क्या करेंगे? Anyone else? What to do in the numerator? Zoya, Tathir, Ji Arshman. Taking common. Very simple. Or in the denominator, it is again
Middle term
it is
breaking.
again middle term breaking. Very good. So let's move on to the next question. This was question number 3. Okay, we need to do 6 questions. Acha, now this is again the same kind of like that this is still the multiplication and division of fractions. So the A part is monomial. Monomial may you can just simply, because factorization is not required, so you can just simply cancel out and write down the remaining terms. ठीक है, this can come in the paper, but this will only be of 1 mark क्योंकि एक step में answer निकल आता है. Like अगर हम इसको solve करें, so numerators can be cancelled with the denominators. So I can see I can cancel this A. So this C can also be cancelled. So now we can look at the numbers. This 5 is 5, 3s are 15, 4 2s are 8. So now we can just write down in one step we have cancelled all of them. So in the numerator there's just 3 left, and in the denominator it is 2. So there is b cube and b1. So powers will be added, so it would be b raised to power 4, and that is your answer. So it is just one step, you can say, solution. So that's why it is mostly 1 mark in the paper. Okay, now let's look at the C part. C part mein there are binomials also. Okay, so how to solve the C part? What would be the first step? C part mein what would be the first step? What should be the first step? There are two fractions and there is a division sign.
Taking reciprocal.
Taking reciprocal, because we cannot solve this division, so we need to change it into the multiplication sign. So a minus 2b divided by 16 multiply by 24 divided by, so I am taking the common in the same step because I have less space, so I am taking 4 common. Isko factorize kar le next step mein, so it would be a minus 2b. So now you can see what can be cancelled. This a minus 2b will be cancelled, and this 4 6 are 24. Okay, you can still cancel this 6, 2 3s are 6, 2 8s are 16. So what is the answer of this? Answer is 3 by 8. Okay, so paper mein agar this is 2 marks question, so you need to do, like in first step you can change this division sign into multiplication by taking the reciprocal, and then you can simplify. Okay, so you can factorize also. There is one factorization also. Okay, so this is how you are going to solve. So same is the case here. Okay, in B part it is very simple. This is the only way where we need to factorize. So how to do factorization of this 2c minus 2d?
By taking common.
By taking common. So if you take 2 common, this is c minus d.
C minus
Okay,
D.
so same is the case in the denominator. 8 common, this would be c plus d.
Plus D.
Now every
Yes, ma'am.
term is factorized. ये चारों factorize हो गए.
Now
Now you
C
can
plus
use.
D will be cancelled by C plus
That's
D.
right. This c plus d will be cancelled. C minus d will be cancelled. 2 4s
Answer
are
will be
8.
6
Answer
by
would be
8.
3 by
3 by
4.
4.
6 by 8 is 3 by 4. Okay, this is the simplest form of these two fractions. Okay, now the d part also, first you will change this division sign into multiplication sign. Then there is just this small factorization. You can take 3 common और फिर आपने सारा cancel कर देना है. ठीक है, so this is how you are going to do question number 4. So now moving on to question number 5, because things are getting tricky now. So you can see it is yellow dot question, intermediate difficulty. So this is the first one. पहला तो बहुत ही आसान है. It is already factorized. ठीक है, a minus b whole cube, a minus b whole square. ठीक है, so take this as an, like the base is same and the powers are different. So you can use law of 1 of indices. ठीक है, so वो हम use करेंगे. So we can cancel this x. इसको एक ही स्टेप में अगर हम सॉल्व करें, you can cancel this x with this 3 power. ये 3 power is 2 now. So 9 1s are 9, 9 3s are 27. और यहाँ पर देखिए 3 power है और 2 power. I told you कि we will take smaller power to bigger power. So this will be gone. और ये 3 power अब आपके पास 1 power रह जाएगी. So what will be the, like what will be in the numerator? Numerator में you can see everything is cancelled. So there is just 1 left in the
1
numerator.
by 3 A minus B.
3 के साथ ये x square भी है ना, 3x square into a minus b. Okay, that is your answer. So this is how you need to simplify algebraic fractions. So now look at this one. अच्छा, अब इसमें देखें, you can see this is 2a plus 3b whole square and this is 3b plus 2a. So हमें पता है addition में order does not matter. ठीक है, तो हम इसको rearrange कर लेंगे. ठीक है, so let me write down this question on the whiteboard. Actually I'm making too much, maybe that's why you got confused. So it's 8ab cube, 8ab cube. Let me change the color. 8ab cube multiplied with 2a plus 3b, 2a plus 3b whole square divided by, it's 332a square b multiplied with 3b plus 2a. So you need to see कि addition में order does not matter. So ये दोनों same base हैं. ठीक है, so in the first step we can rewrite it. ठीक है, we can say 8ab cube इसको ऐसे ही रहने दे 2a plus 3b whole square. But you need to change the order of the numerator. So you can write down 2a plus 3b. It does not matter. आपको पता है addition में it does not matter if you change the sign. अच्छा, even if there is a minus sign और हमारी terms same है, so we can take minus common also in some of the questions so that we can simplify them. ठीक है, so now you can just cancel out. So this 8 will be cancelled. 8 4s are 32. So a square, this a will be gone and this a square is now a raised to power 1. ठीक है, b is cancelled. Now this 3 is square. Okay, so this is cancelled because this is 1 power and this is 2 power, so this is cancelled, or this 2 power is now power 1. Okay, now I can write down the leftover terms. So in the numerator, b square is left and this is 2a plus 3b. Iski power 1 है, so we can write it down or we can skip it. So in the denominator it is 4a. Okay, so carefully write down the remaining values. So bete, any question in this? Anyone is having, or you cannot understand, so please tell me now. Is it clear? All right. So now just look at the remaining ones. C is also similar, but C to abhi humne kiya. What about E? Let's solve E because this is middle term breaking in both parts. Okay. So if I'm solving E part, so it would be y square minus 2y, y square minus 2y plus 15 divided by, sorry, minus 15 tha. This is minus 15 divided by y square minus 3y minus 10. Okay, this is the question. We know that we need to do middle term breaking in both numerator and denominator. So who can help me in finding out the pairs? What will be the pair in the numerator? So I need two pairs. If we multiply them, we get 15. And if we add them, we get minus 2. So what can be those two
Three
pairs?
and five.
3 and 5. That's right. So we need minus sign. So minus 5 plus 3, right? Very good. So minus 15 divided by. So now I need two numbers. If we multiply them, we get 10. And if we add or subtract them, we get minus 3.
5 and 2.
5 and 2. Very good. 5 and 2. So minus 5y plus 2y minus 10. Okay. So we have done with the middle term breaking. Now there are 4 terms. So this is the second factorization method, grouping and taking the common out. So y is common, y minus 5. So plus 3 is common, y minus 5. Okay. So we have changed 4 terms into 2 terms. So now we can take y common, it is y minus 5, plus 2 common, it is y minus 5. So now because 2 terms are, so you can still take the common out. Y minus 5 is common and the leftover is y plus 3. So in the denominator also, y minus 5 is common and the leftover is y plus 2. So you can cancel this y minus 5. This is the common factor, so it got cancelled. So the answer is y plus 3 divided by y plus 2. So this is the simplest form of this fraction. Okay, so if you are good at factorization, so then there is nothing difficult in this topic. Okay. So because finding LCM also involves factorization. Okay, finding the common and non-common factors. So I hope this is clear. Okay. So now let's look at question part G. So what we are going to do in G part? Who can tell me how to factorize the numerator? Which factorization method we can use in the numerator?
A square minus B square.
A square minus B square. Okay. And what we will do in the denominator? It is middle term breaking method, right? So you will factorize them and then you can cancel the common factor and the simplest form will be achieved. So now let's look at this second half of this question. Okay, I cannot see anything difficult. We can do this last two parts because there is a coefficient of both terms. So we need to do middle term breaking, but this time there would be a difference. Let's start with the F part. 8 minus 2m minus m square. 8 minus 2m. So question is 8 minus 2m minus m square divided by 2m square minus 3m, 2m square minus 3m minus 2, राइट. सो आपने एक बात याद रखनी है, मिडिल टर्म में although here the number is coming first and here the number is coming at the end, here m की 2 power is at the end and in the denominator m square is in the start. So actually it does not matter. So m is the variable in this question. So m की powers should be in any order. ठीक है, जैसे न्यूमरेटर में देखें 8 में m की पावर इज 0, वी डोंट राइट इट बट एक्चुअली m की पावर 0 है, यहाँ पर m की पावर 1 है और m की पावर 2 है. सो दिस इज बेसिकली द असेंडिंग ऑर्डर. ठीक है, अगर आप न्यूमरेटर में देखें तो m की 2 पावर इज इन द स्टार्ट, देन m की 1 पावर है, देन m की 0 पावर है. ठीक है, तो दिस इज द डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो फाइन. ठीक है, so either the terms should be in the ascending order on the or in the descending order of variable. अगर ये इस तरह लिखते ना 8 minus m square minus 2m, so now this is wrong order. ठीक है, अलजेब्रा में हमेशा हम क्या कोशिश करते हैं, बल्कि हम हमेशा स्पेशली मिडिल टर्म ब्रेक में इसको मिडिल टर्म ब्रेक करना विल नॉट गिव मी द फैक्टराइज्ड फॉर्म, बिकॉज इसका ऑर्डर ही गलत है. या उसको असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में होना चाहिए पावर्स के, या उसको डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में होना चाहिए पावर्स के. ठीक है, सो इफ द ऑर्डर इज नॉट करेक्ट सो वी विल मेक इट करेक्ट, बट राइट नाउ वी कैन गो विद दैट बिकॉज दोनों में ऑर्डर एक ऑर्डर फॉलो हो रहा है, असेंडिंग हो या डिसेंडिंग. सो नाउ लेट्स फैक्टराइज द न्यूमरेटर. हमें 8 के दो ऐसे फैक्टर्स चाहिए कि द आंसर वुड बी -2. व्हाट वुड बी दोस? 8 के 2 ऐसे
4 minus 2.
4 एंड माइनस, सो -4 + 2 minus m square. ठीक है, नाउ इन द डिनोमिनेटर. अच्छा, डिनोमिनेटर में वी विल नॉट फाइंड आउट द फैक्टर्स ऑफ 2, बल्कि दिस 2 विल बी मल्टीप्लाइड विद द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ द फर्स्ट टर्म, सो इट इज 4. हमें 4 के ऐसे फैक्टर्स चाहिए कि जिनसे आंसर -3 आए. तो कौन से फैक्टर्स होंगे 4 के ऐसे फैक्टर्स दैट द आंसर इज -3?
-4 and 1.
-4 and +1. ठीक है, so -2. So now we can take common, grouping and taking common. 4 would be common, so 2 minus m, plus 2 would plus m would be common, so 2 minus m. In the denominator you can take 2m common, so it would be m minus 2 plus 1 common, so it is m minus 2. So now because the order in the question is different, एक ascending order में एक descending order में, so same is the case, the same is reflected in the factors also. ठीक है, so the other factor is m minus 2 into 2m plus 1. अब देखिए मुझे ये पता चल रहा है कि this is 2 minus m and this is m minus 2. So if I can take minus common from the numerator, हम कोशिश करते हैं ना, वैसे भी sign numerator का होता है. So if I take minus common, so this will be m minus 2. Why we are doing that? So that we can cancel this factor. ठीक है, it's m minus 2 in the denominator and 2m. अच्छा, ये हुआ क्यों? इसको सही करने का एक तरीका तो ये है जो मैंने अभी किया है. I can take the common so that this m minus 2 can cancelled, or we can rearrange it. ठीक है, because एक ascending order में था, एक descending order में. So अगर हम एक को यहीं पे change कर देते ना order उसका, so उससे भी मसला हल हो जाता. ठीक है, so it's up to you what you want to do. So this m minus 2 is cancelled, so we are left with -4 plus m divided by 2m plus 1. Now this is your answer. ठीक है, so any question in this, anything you cannot understand? Is it making sense? Musa, Hafs, Aruj, Jafir, is it clear bete? Great. All right, so now let's look at the last part. We need to solve last part also because this is also having this trick. There is a coefficient number with the coefficient of x square also. So I'm going to write down the each part. 3x square plus 5xy, 3x square plus 5xy plus minus 2y square, we can divide it by 4x square plus 7xy minus 2y square. ठीक है, so it's just like because there are two variables, so that's why the middle term is also having two variables. इसमें और कोई difference नहीं है. When we are having one variable, तो इसलिए the middle term is only having one variable. So अब देखिए, we need to make factors such of 3 into 2. ठीक है, लास्ट कोएफिशिएंट को फर्स्ट कोएफिशिएंट से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं, तो हमने 6 का ऐसे पेयर्स बनाने हैं कि 5 आए. यहाँ पर कई स्टूडेंट्स मिस आउट कर देते हैं इस 3 को, तो दे आर फाइंडिंग फैक्टर्स ऑफ 2, तो कहते हैं फैक्टराइजेशन हो नहीं सकती. सो यू नीड टू मल्टीप्लाई द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ लास्ट टर्म विद द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ फर्स्ट टर्म. ठीक है, सो 6 के ऐसे पेयर्स चाहिए कि 5 आए. जी बेटे, सो 6 के ऐसे दो पेयर्स चाहिए कि +5 आए.
Ma'am,
जी बेटे,
won't it be pairs of -6?
दैट्स राइट. -6 मल्टीप्लाई करके आए और ऐड करके +5 आए. So what would be those pairs?
-6 + 1.
तो अगर हम
sorry,
-6 1 करते हैं ना तो ये नहीं आता ना, -6 1 से 5 नहीं आता, +5 नहीं आता, फिर क्या करें?
6 and -1.
अगर हम +6 और -1 करें तो देन इज इट रिजॉल्व्ड? यस। सो +6xy -xy, ठीक है, -2y², सो डिवाइडेड बाय, अब हमने क्या करना है, अब हमें ऐसे दो फैक्टर्स चाहिए माइनस, जिनको मल्टीप्लाई करके 8 आए, -8 आए जैसे आपकी, तो -8 आए और उनको ऐड करके 7 आए, +7,
8 and -1.
8 and -1. So you can write it down like this: 4x² plus 8xy plus -xy -2y². ठीक है, आपने मिडिल टर्म ब्रेक की है, सो यू नीड टू राइट डाउन द सेम टर्म. 8 -1 है, लेकिन उसके साथ यू नीड टू राइट डाउन द वेरिएबल ऑफ द मिडिल टर्म ऑल्सो. यहाँ पर xy इज द वेरिएबल of the middle, दो variables हैं, so we can write down both of them. ठीक है, so now you can make groups and take common. So it is 3x common, so x plus 2y, right? So now it is minus y common, so we are left with x plus 2y. ठीक है, so in the denominator also it is 4x common, so we are left with x plus 2y. So then minus y is common, so x plus 2y. ठीक है, so what are the two factors? We can take x plus 2y common, and the left over terms are 3x minus y. In the denominator, x plus 2y is common, and the other factor is 4x minus y. Okay, so you can cancel these two, and this would be the answer. Okay, don't go beyond it because that will make the question wrong. You cannot cancel while there is a minus sign in the middle. ये y cancel नहीं हो सकता, x भी cancel नहीं हो सकता. So this is your answer. ठीक है, this is the वालेकुम सलाम बेटे. This is the simplest form of this question. ठीक है, so any questions? Is it clear? Because we are almost at the end of this exercise, right? So question 6 तक की हमने करने थे. So this is question number 5. 6 को एक बार जल्दी से देख लेते हैं. अच्छा, 6 क्वेश्चन में इसके और भी बल्कि पार्ट्स है ना. अच्छा, इनमें मुझे बताएं कि फैक्टराइजेशन मेथड कौन से होंगे, जल्दी से डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. व्हाट वुड बी द फैक्टराइजेशन मेथड ऑफ आई पार्ट इन द न्यूमरेटर? ये कौन सा फैक्टराइजेशन मेथड है? एनीवन? b square minus a square minus b square. That's right. What is the factorization method in the denominator?
Middle term breaking.
Middle term breaking. ठीक है, I can give you this task as a homework after discussing the factorization method. अच्छा, what is the factorization in the k part? जी बेटे, what is the factorization method in k part in the numerator?
Taking common.
Taking common. That's right. So taking common. What is the factorization method in the denominator of k part? There are 4 terms. So it would be grouping and taking common. 4 terms हैं, तो आपने याद रखना है grouping and taking common. ठीक है? So even if the groups are wrong, so you can rearrange it. अच्छा, now what about m part? What about m part? m part के दोनों न्यूमरेटर डिनोमिनेटर में एक ही मेथड है. कौन सा मेथड है? ग्रुपिंग एंड टेकिंग द कॉमन आउट. ठीक है, so you can do it on your own. I can share these questions. Now what about j part? J part में which method is used in the numerator and denominator? Same method है. It is
Breaking.
middle term breaking. Very good. Middle term breaking would be used in both the numerator or denominator. ठीक है, then you can just simplify. So now what about this I part? Same method है दोनों में. Grouping and taking the common out. Grouping and taking common out में अगर कभी इसमें तो आई थिंक पेयर्स आर फाइन. अगर आपका कभी ग्रुप कॉमन लेने के बाद द कॉमन कैन नॉट बी टेकन फर्दर, सो यू कैन चेंज द ऑर्डर. ठीक है, अगर ऐसा कोई मसला हो, सो यू कैन चेंज द ग्रुप्स. व्हाट आई मीन इज, ठीक है बेटे, सो आई कैन शेयर दिस इन द क्लास ग्रुप, दीज टू. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट डिवीजन एंड मल्टीप्लिकेशन. ये पूरी एक्सरसाइज ही आप देखें, सिर्फ 2 ही ऑपरेशंस के ऊपर. सो नाउ लेट्स लुक एट क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 में द सेम इज देयर. फैक्टराइजेशन के मुख्तलिफ मेथड्स हैं, सो वी कैन डिस्कस. लेट्स से द लास्ट पार्ट. हु कैन टेल मी हाउ टू फैक्टराइज y² - 4y? ये इसको कैसे फैक्टराइज करेंगे? जस्ट द 4 मेथड्स यू नो. किस तरह की फैक्टराइजेशन है? y square minus 4y plus 4. How to factorize it? Waleed? How to factorize this part?
Which one, ma'am? I part?
जी y square minus 4y plus 4 को कैसे factorize करेंगे?
By middle term break.
मिडिल टर्म ब्रेक से भी कर सकते हैं और यू माइट हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड कि ये फॉर्मूला है a माइनस बी होल स्क्वायर बिकॉज ये मुझे नजर आ रहा है y का स्क्वायर है और ये 2 का स्क्वायर
Or
है
2 का square.
और माइनस 2 इंटू वाई इंटू 2 तो ये असल में y माइनस 2 का होल स्क्वायर है ठीक है सो बोथ आर फाइन मिडिल टर्म से भी ये हो जाएगा लाइक इफ यू कैन नॉट आइडेंटिफाई द फॉर्मूला इट्स ओके अप्लाई द मिडिल टर्म उससे भी यही आंसर आएगा ठीक है तो बोथ फैक्टर्स वुड बी सेम अच्छा व्हाट टू डू इन दिस डिनोमिनेटर 2 माइनस 6y में क्या करेंगे तो क्या करेंगे taking the common out right we need to take the common out now what about this side 2y plus 4 this is also taking the common out okay? Waleed beta mute your mic please so 3y square minus 12 this is interesting because two different methods would be used kaise factorize karenge 3y square minus 12 how to factorize it
Taking common.
taking common acha if I take 3 common so it is y square minus 4 so this factorization is still not done I can still factorize it now which formula is this a square minus very good so it would be y plus 2 into y minus ये इसकी final factorization होगी so first of all you will factorize all the four terms ठीक है and then you can start cancelling them ठीक है you can see which can be cancelled and what are the leftover terms so same is the case with all the other parts ठीक है you need to factorize them first ठीक है शुरू के कुछ parts में तो monomials हैं there is no need to factorize but जो last वाले parts है ना तो वो आपने क्या करने हैं factorize करने हैं after factorization you can just cancel out ठीक है so I am giving you this as a home task 6 question and 5 question so इसमें 5 के कुछ parts हैं ये those you can see on the screen so you can attempt them if there is anything you cannot understand we can discuss it on Monday ठीक है बेटे so we are going to do the second exercise because we want to do addition and subtraction ठीक है so addition and subtraction में the most important part is that finding the LCM so just look at these questions exercise 1b okay so just keep telling me पहले कुछ questions में the numerator are monomial so you need to tell me what is LCM अब देखिए 6a और 9a question 1 का ये part 6a और 9a का LCM so can you tell me what is the LCM of 6a and 9a what is the LCM of 6 and 9 can anyone tell me what is the LCM of 6 and 9 देखा I can give you a 18 that's right अच्छा होता क्या है LCM is basically the common factor multiplied by the non common factor देखो 6a को आप लिख सकते हैं 2 into 3 into a ठीक है 9a को आप लिख सकते हैं 3 into 3 into a अब आप देखें this is the common factor एक दफा जाता है but the non common factor also go so 3a is your common factor and 6 is your non common factor so LCM is 18a ठीक है इस तरह LCM निकालें या फिर आप यूं कर सकते हैं कि 6 और 9 का LCM we know is 18 so a is common in both so a will go as it is so how you're going to do it you will write down 18a in the denominator आपने याद रखना है when we add two fractions so most of the time answer is also a fraction so ये 18a fraction में रहेगा ठीक है so now you can see multiply both terms with 18a just to see what is left ठीक है क्या मल्टीप्लाई होगा न्यूमरेटर से सो ये 6 से कैंसिल हो जाएगा 6 3s are 18a so 7 3s are 21 will come here और यहाँ पे अगर आप देखो so it will be 4 2s are 8 ठीक है तो this will be the answer 29 by 18a अच्छा sometimes I have seen students solving this first few questions using the concept कि make the denominator same ठीक है make the denominator equal to 18a that's also fine but that will not work for all the parts ठीक है वो इसमें तो काम कर जाएगा when we are having monomials लेकिन as soon as we will have binomials so then you will get confused ठीक है so the first few parts are like this ठीक है सारों में आप देखें monomials हैं तो we will use this method LCM पहले निकाल लें then we can do that अच्छा E part में there is a binomial लेकिन you can see कि if I can factorize it क्योंकि हम फैक्टराइज करते हैं ना एलसीएम निकालने के लिए. सो दिस इज बेसिकली, इसमें से अगर आप
Yes,
3
sir.
कॉमन ले लें, सो दिस इज x माइनस 3y, है ना. अब देखिए x माइनस 3y और 3x माइनस 3i, इनका एलसीएम क्या होगा? 3 is the non-common factor and x minus 3y is the common factor. ये एलसीएम होगा. इसको जब इधर मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, you will just multiply it with 3, और यहाँ पर किसी से मल्टीप्लाई नहीं होगा, तो this will be your answer. ठीक है बच्चे? Do you want me to solve any of this or we can go to question 2? If you want to solve any of the part, because ये question paper में आते हैं, or we will solve second question. कोई इसका part करना चाहते हैं आप? इसमें से first part. जी बेटा.
No, ma'am.
Half? No? Is it fine? Good to go? All right. So moving on to question number 2. Question 2 में, let's say which part we can do, because it's all about LCM, finding LCM. अब देखो इसका LCM is a into a plus, यानी इस part में question 2 में mostly they have given you fractions जिनके denominator में कुछ common नहीं है. Like इसका LCM होगा a into a plus 4, because there is nothing common. ठीक है. इसका LCM क्या होगा? d minus 5 multiply by 2d plus 3, कुछ कॉमन ही नहीं है. इसका एलसीएम क्या होगा? सेम, आप इन दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे. अच्छा, इसमें द ट्रिक इज देयर, हाउ टू फैक्टराइज दिस पार्ट. इसका एलसीएम लेते हुए वी नीड टू बी केयरफुल. लेट्स सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन. 3 by 4m square minus 1. Let's solve it, because this you should know clearly. So the first term is 3 by 4m square minus 1, and the other fraction is 5 by 2m plus 1. 2m plus 1. ठीक है. अब देखिए एलसीएम निकालने के लिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमें कॉमन और नॉन कॉमन फैक्टर का पता होना चाहिए. यहाँ पर वी कैन फैक्टराइज इट बाय यूजिंग द फॉर्मूला. दिस इज 2m का स्क्वायर माइनस 1 का स्क्वायर. ये a स्क्वायर माइनस b स्क्वायर है. सो इसको सॉल्व करें तो ये आता है 2m plus 1 into 2m minus 1. ये फैक्टराइजेशन आप एक साइड पे भी कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. इसका मतलब है आई कैन रीराइट इट एज 2m plus 1 into 2m minus 1. एक ही मेथड को फॉलो करें, एक ही कॉन्सेप्ट को लेकर चलें. सो दिस इज द सेकंड फ्रैक्शन. अब देखिए आई नो दैट द एलसीएम इज कॉमन फैक्टर मल्टीप्लाइड विद द नॉन कॉमन फैक्टर्स. अब इसका कॉमन फैक्टर इज 2m plus 1 and the non common factor is 2m minus 1. ठीक है. So the LCM is the common factor which is 2m plus 1 into the non common factor. ठीक है. इसका मतलब है this was the LCM. अच्छा, if you multiply this first term with LCM, so because LCM is same, so this all will be cancelled. तो यहाँ पर सिर्फ 3 आ जाएगा. Now if you multiply this second term with LCM, so plus will be cancelled and the 5 will be left with 2m minus 1. I hope this step is clear. Is it clear? ठीक है. So now you can just expand it. 3 minus 5 2s are 10m plus 5. और denominator is still same. Denominator वही रहेगा in these all questions. You cannot skip it. ठीक है. So now you can just say it is 5 plus 3, 8 minus 10m divided by 2m plus 1 into 2m minus 1. अच्छा, अब now just look at this. I can take common out. Factorize कर सकते हैं numerator को. So I can take 2 as a common. This is 4 minus 5m. ना भी करें ये स्टेप तो that's also fine. 2m plus 1 into 2m minus 1. अच्छा, अगर हम यहाँ कॉमन लेते और यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसा बच जाता, लेट्स से 2m plus 1, तो we can cancel it because ये मल्टीप्लाई हो रहे हैं ना सारे. ठीक है. So is it clear? Any question? अरूज, वलीद, अर्शुमान, ततीर, जोया. Is it clear? Any question? So practice is really, और ये क्वेश्चंस हैं ये आपको फर्दर नेक्स्ट क्लासेस में भी बहुत हेल्पफुल होंगे, बिकॉज दिस इज द मेन कॉन्सेप्ट. ये बेसिकली यू आर डूइंग एल्जेब्रिक मैनिपुलेशन. ठीक है. आप वही कॉन्सेप्ट्स एल्जेब्रा में यूज कर रहे हैं विच यू वर यूजिंग अर्लियर इन नंबर्स. ठीक है. फैक्टराइजेशन एंड सिंप्लीफाइंग. सो जैसे आप छोटी क्लासेस में पढ़ते हैं ना, सिंप्लीफाई द फ्रैक्शन, और आप उसको क्या करते हैं, फैक्टराइज करते हैं, कॉमन फैक्टर्स कैंसिल करते हैं. ये बिल्कुल वही चीज है, बट दिस टाइम यू आर डूइंग इट इन एल्जेब्रा. ठीक है. So this is the baseline of algebra. You can say algebraic जितना भी पोर्शन होगा ना आपकी अगली क्लासेस में, ये उसकी बेस है सारी. ठीक है. अच्छा, आप देखिए बाकी के क्वेश्चंस में, दिस वी हैव डन ऑलरेडी. इसमें देखिए 2b, LCM would be 2b into b plus c. ठीक है. सो इसमें भी f plus 5 into f minus 1. अब ये वैसा ही क्वेश्चन है जैसे अभी हमने किया है. k square minus 1 is k plus 1 into k minus 1. ठीक है. So now the k minus 1 will become the common factor and this will be your LCM. LCM would be this. ठीक है. अच्छा अब last part में बड़ी interesting है. This is n minus 2 की power 1 and this is n minus 2 की power 2. So the LCM is the common factor and non-common. So इसका LCM would be n minus 2 की power 2. ठीक है. So let's say I will share this screenshot with you. ठीक है, so that you can solve these questions on your own. ठीक है, if there is anything you cannot understand, you need to bring it in the class on Monday. So third part. अच्छा अब there were two learning objectives अगर आपने याद हो आपको. One was like operations on the fractions and second was solving equations. So ये देखिए third question is they are not expressions, they are equations. So you can just cross multiply them. ठीक है, because you need to find out the answer. इसको cross multiply करें, इसको cross multiply करें, then solve the simple linear equation. ठीक है, इसमें से इस term को पहले दूसरी side पर ले जाएं. There are two terms that cross multiply कर लें. इसमें भी ऐसे ही है. When there are two terms, just take one term on the other side and cross multiply. ठीक है, F part में you cannot do that. So इसका मतलब है आपने इन तीनों का LCM लेना होगा. 6, 7 और 14 H का LCM. H तो आएगा LCM में. 7 और 14 का LCM is 14 और 14 और 6 का LCM क्या होगा? 14 is 2 into
42.
7 और this is 2 into 3. तो क्या हो जाएगा? 42, 42H. फिर आप इस सबको combine करें and then you can cross multiply. Same is the case here. G part में आपने क्या करना है? इसमें से 2 common लेंगे तो this is K plus 1. ठीक है? So factorization is the most, you can say, basic ground, the basic concept of this algebraic fractions. अब देखो LCM क्या आएगा? This will be the LCM. You can combine the two fractions and then cross multiply. ठीक है? So then comes fourth question. Fourth question में, अच्छा, this is interesting. This is a minus b, this is b minus a. So you can just take minus common. ये question कर लेते हैं. 5/2 into a minus b. 5/2 into a minus b. Plus 4/3 into b minus a. ठीक है, अब देखिए LCM आपने सबसे पहले निकालना है because you are adding two fractions. So आपने क्या करना है? These two terms are same. सिर्फ इनमें sign का difference है. So you can take this common. Sign आप common ले लें so that they are the same. अब देखो यहाँ पे हम sign common लें इसमें से. It would be -3 into a minus b. अब हमने when you started learning about algebra आपने पहली चीज ये पढ़ी थी, a term cannot have two signs. If there are two signs coming, you need to resolve it. देखिए this is the term, इसके पास plus sign भी है और minus sign भी है. You need to resolve these two signs. ठीक है, so if you resolve these two signs, so it would be 5/2 into a minus b minus 4/3 into a minus b. ठीक है, this sign is resolved because plus into minus is a minus sign. ठीक है, now this term is having one sign only. अब देखो the LCM is 3 2s are 6. You can write down 6 into a minus b. ठीक है, और ये आपके पास क्या बचता है यहाँ पर? If you multiply it with LCM, so यहाँ पर 3 बचता है, 3 into 5. और यहाँ पर क्या बचता है? 4 into 2. ठीक है, so ये this is 15 minus 8 divided by 6 into a minus b. So this is 7 by 6 into a minus b. So this will be your answer.